Hello, everyone, and welcome to Who Podcast The Watchmen, Episode 8, where we ask the question every week, whatever happened to the American dream?
You're looking at it. It came true.
Yeah, God help you all. Don't give him the finger, Tyler. I am Phil, and as I said, that is Tyler.
Yep. I didn't get a chance to get my my big old cigar I wanted to get.
Nice. I will have to report on another episode, but I did not get to listen to it yet, but I guess on Howard Stern today, there was an interview with Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Nice.
He got I saw a picture. He has like a big bushy beard now.
I know. What's funny is he's supposed to be like the most BA character with Negan, but he looks less BA than he did when he was a comedian.
So the facial hair is out of control. I'm thinking he dies in the season finale.
We'll see what happens.
But anyway, we're here to talk about Watchmen, specifically Silk Spectre issue 2, because I once again I believe we don't have any Watchmen news yet. Correct?
That is correct. I want to say I heard something, but there's been a lot of speculation. A lot of the cast members have come up and said they feel like Watchmen was ahead of its time as a movie, stuff like that. But there hasn't been anything about the new show yet. So
yeah.
Let me go to my handy dandy graphic novel.
I think you're gonna say Notebook, Blue's Clues. My handy dandy issue.
All right. So bring it on, Phil.
All right. So we will start with, like we said, Silk Spectre number 2. Starts with Lori in a it looks like a rundown building, and she's being attacked by 4 people with like knives and machetes and chains. And
did you think for the first time when I looked at that, I almost thought it was the people that they got in the bus with for like a split second?
Yeah, I think you were supposed to do a double take and be like, wait a minute, those aren't the hippies, are they?
Because that's what I thought. I was like, wait a minute.
But I remember I bought this when it first came out, so I got the issue 2. I'm like, wait a minute, did I forget something? I'm like, how did issue 1 end? I'm like, wait, I don't think she was here. But yeah, so just like a big fight scene, then by like page 4, Lori's overpowered her attackers, and as she's telling one guy, she's threatening to shove, what is that, like a steel pipe through his eye. She's like, or maybe I'll just turn your eye into a lollipop.
And she should have.
And he says, you're kneeling on my balls. And then she says, she's waiting for a name, and the one says, Gurustein. He runs the Sandoz nightclub.
What I like is how the whole time this is going on, there's like the not voiceover, but just the overage about her talking to Hollis.
Well, yeah, it seems she writes a letter to Hollis, and after this whole attack, she gets the thing about she says, enough about doom and gloom, I just want to tell you about my new life. She's all happy. She's like, I get to be free and think for myself and make all of my own choices. I want to do everything. My life is an adventure for the first time. And then she's telling them about how they picks up at the end of the last issue where they get in the van with the hippies, and she's like, we're learning lots from them as they're holding a glass pipe.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's ironic.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're learning a lot, Uncle Hollis. I'm just like, I bet you are. I bet you are.
And So she's like, they're just so fun. She's like, they're just so fun to be around. Please tell mom I'm staying healthy and I'm not sleeping in a ditch somewhere. Meanwhile, it looks like they're sleeping in the back of the van.
Yep. I mean, it just, I don't know. It's one of those, like, this whole thing with Lori right here just sounds like one of those stereotypical 60s things where it's like, oh, this is what it should be.
Free love, baby.
Huh?
Free love.
Yeah. Like, it's all going to be good. And then you're just kind of like, something's not right in the background.
But then I guess they rent some space in this house and it shows them setting up and she loves her boyfriend Greg like crazy. Please tell mom he's not a rapist.
She would know.
Oh, shots fired. But yeah, and then I guess they have a 3-legged cat and
then we get the shot of her working at the diner. And I think it's interesting how many times you see the comedian buttons sprinkled in around.
Oh yeah, the smiley face button, yeah.
And she's working at the diner and she hears these people, and that's kind of what brings it back around to back where we were at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
These people that she was fighting. And then I had to do a double take here to see that it's her returning back and getting undressed. And then she says, "Avast, matey, prepare to be boarded," and just jumps on him naked.
Ah!
I was like, dang. I was like,
yeah, but you're skipping. But after the whole diner thing, she goes back. She's talking to her hippie friends, and she says, I know we're all nonviolence and love, but if you knew something bad was going to happen to someone unless you did something, something violent, should you do it? And they're like, of course. All great societal changes come at the hands of rebels who have stood up to fight injustice.
Which I think is great. Like, yeah, I just thought that was a really great moment.
But yeah, so I guess this is where she's coming back from the beginning of the issue. Yeah, she basically strips down and jumps on him. I wonder if that's like a the pirate talk is like a shout out to the whole pirate story.
Well, I mean, where is it's in the next issue, isn't it?
What?
Hold on. We see a pirate comic in the background.
No.
I think it's in the next issue. There's little subtle references. But what do you think, about this big nightclub and like the faux Beatles here? About basically using their music to brainwash people?
It's interesting. It's always like, could something like this actually happen? Because it's like, I don't know, is that one guy that only like that mob boss, he's supposed to look like Frank Sinatra, but they're like, yeah, we wanted the kids to we told them not to care about material things, but it's a great angle. But guess what? They swung too big. We thought rock and roll was going to be trouble, but these folky hippie, this folky hippie, you guys are peddling. He's like, all these kids need to enjoy the lifestyle you're pushing is a radio and a dirty poncho. They don't even wear shoes, sandals. I mean, what the is that? The only man who can wear sandals and pull it off is Chuck Heston. Am I right?
I like that.
Heston, yeah. I figure movie buff, you'd love that, yeah.
At first, as I was writing, I'm like, where's he going with this?
So basically, this guy, you call him Mr. Owlsley.
Owlsley.
Yeah. I guess, which reminds me of in Marvel, Owlsley is the guy, the Owl, the Daredevil villain.
See, that's what I thought. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I know there's a villain somewhere named.
Yeah, the Marvel villain. That's weird. But yeah, basically he invented this LSD, which gets like KT5, which gets whoever takes it so really, really high, but on a deeper level, then it sends them messages that into their subconscious to buy and consume.
which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about that, they're basically poor and broke.
They don't care. The rich just want more.
Yeah, but like, once you want to sell to people who can actually buy stuff.
And I guess they have singers and performers there because the Sinatra-looking guy's like, if you're out, you're out, but you won't be able to get a gig singing at a kid's birthday party. You dig me?
Yeah, like I said, it's like the faux Beatles.
Mm-hmm. And then this guy with the big afro, who we later find out is the Guru Steen that Laurie's looking for, is talking everyone into it.
Which I thought was neat. Like when you have the scientists explain all the methods, and we see this dude, and then it cuts to one of the people basically coming in, and he's just like, looks like he's overdosed.
Well, yeah, it's Laurie and Craig's friend Wilby. I guess he's got a bunch. I guess it's on the buttons, and he's got a bunch of them all over him. So he definitely probably overdosed here.
Which is kind of ironic too, when you think about it.
Because they tried to hold him down, and Laurie's like, "Don't touch the buttons."
When you think about it, it's on the buttons,
Mm-hmm.
The smiley face buttons.
So Laurie's in the hospital, waiting while they take their friend in. Greg took off for some reason, but
because Greg's like, "Already shut up. They're gonna find me."
But their other friends must be experiencing the effects of the drug, because they're like, "Oh, look, I bought a record player. I bought this," and they're on the hospital, and she's like, "Guys," and they're like, "Oh, we bought all this stuff."
Yeah, they're having fun buying all kinds of junk.
Oh, the one guy even says, "We went to the Sandos. This guy, Groovy Cat Grooverstein, got us so high."
Yeah, he looks like he's having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like the next page where you have Laurie basically go in and beat up like the security guards, women.
Oh yeah, because they're like, calling her little girl and little chickie.
Okay. So if you flip the page, well, it might be different on your layout, but like the next page after she fights all of them, that top panel is a comic book, and it's like she's referencing it.
When she gets home.
Yeah.
Almost like she's Catwoman or something.
Yeah, and then there's a pirate one in here later too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, she goes. She's looking for Guru Steen, and she fights the bodyguards, and then they're like, "Yeah, we hope you find." After she beats him down, they're like, the one's like, "Yeah, the chairman, I hope you find him. He's gonna crush you, Ladybug." She's like, "Yeah, just tell him Silk Spectre is looking for him," which is kind of bold because she doesn't even like wear a mask.
I know.
Class is nothing. She's just.
Well, that was her mom's thing too.
I know. I guess she's not that famous, but if someone sees you walking down the street and you've beaten on them, they're gonna know who you are, probably. But then she goes home and changes clothes, and they're having a big party. Right after your friend overdoses, and they're all sitting there getting high.
That's the life, man.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a gentleman there passing stuff around. And Laurie gets a drink, and then she's like, "Who's that guy? He's such a trip." And Greg says, "That's Guru Steen." And she's like, "I was rapping with him for like a half an hour, and he was telling me some really heavy."
I just like how they're all dancing.
Yeah, some of them like half naked.
And then it just like Laurie takes them, and she just starts to fade out and get tripped out.
Well, she figures out they had stuff in the drinks too, so.
Yep.
They were passing other stuff around, and she wouldn't touch it, but then she realizes, there's something in the drink.
Well, you always get something bottled.
Things get all colory and psychedelic. Because the last thing she hears is the music, and Greg saying, "Hey, Space Girl, looking a little freaked out there. Don't worry, I'm right here. I'll take good care of you."
And that's it.
Fade to white. Yep. But no. Before I forget, you know what we used. You know what we haven't been doing. We did it for the Minutemen stuff because that was just Darwin Cook. But this Silk Spectre series is Darwin Cook and Amanda Conner on script, and Amanda Conner did the art.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean everything we've read so far, the Minutemen and this. I mean different styles, but I've loved the art on both
You know what
series.
it kind of like the art kind of reminds me of a little bit is like some later Archie's type stuff.
Yeah, but I think it works here. You know, so
that's what I'm saying. It works because just like how the Minutemen like really remind us of that old era.
I think they were very careful. I mean, between not getting at this time, not getting Watchmen stuff all the time. Plus, they knew they had a plan where they picked it. You know, they're like, we need this art style for this character's series. This, you know,
yep.
Because the Minutemen had that old timey feel that, like you said, this has like the Archie feel because it's the story of a teenage girl. And I don't know how much you've read of all the series yet, but I think it's safe to say, even with all this weird drug stuff and the drug dealers and stuff, Lori probably had the most normal life the longest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we'll get there, but yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, so, I mean, unless you have anything else, but, like, what was your favorite part of this issue?
I don't know. Like, I feel like this issue was just the build up to the next issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
is this the pirate thing you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where she's got like the sword and stuff, and she almost looks like Huntress almost or something there.
Yeah, it was back at the title page. I had to go back. Where she says, "My life is an adventure." Like, I like that she's writing to Hollis, but I really feel like this issue just kind of re-cements where she is to build up to the next issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Hollis is like a trusted uncle, but I think he's probably the closest thing she has to a father.
Yeah.
And I mean,
you've known me my whole life.
And she still kind of cares for her mother because she's like, "Tell mom I'm okay."
She cannot not care for her mom.
Well, there are people who don't, but I mean,
I know, but come on.
Plus, as a teenager, you don't know, you know.
Yeah, stupid teenagers. They don't know junk.
But she still cares. So is that it?
Yeah, for this issue. Like, it's one of those, like, it's a good issue, but you really need it to get to the next one.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And when you get to the next one, you can look back on this one like, oh, okay, I appreciate this one more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, the pace is a little quicker just because this is a 4-issue miniseries instead of the 6 that Minutemen was.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yes.
So it kind of threw me for a loop when I was looking at them. But yeah, it's cool though.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, for the episode art and stuff, I've been like, for this one, unlike Minutemen, I've been putting combining 2 or 3 different pictures because I don't know if Minutemen just didn't have it, but every time I look for Silk Spectre covers, it seems like almost every issue had like variant covers, and unless it was just the artist's choice, unless Amanda Conner just wanted to do like more or I don't think it wasn't all Amanda Conner though, because I know like issue 1, I think there was like a Jim Lee variant, and maybe people just like Silk Spectre more.
I think she has a story that nobody knows.
Yeah, I think
she has the least. Like, all we know is that her mother pushed her into it.
Yeah, there was a lot more open space here where you could, a lot more you could veer off, because everyone else was pretty much course plotted in that original series and the movie. Yeah, like you were saying, Lori, all you knew was her mother was the first Silk Spectre, and then not much, Dr. Manhattan met her at an early age and
took advantage of her, statutory raped her,
Not so Superman.
No, he's not.
But didn't he meet her when she was 16? So how old is she in San Francisco? Or is this like the
Well,
same year? I'm trying to
yeah,
remember.
let's say we'll see when we get to the end.
Yeah.
That's a good question for us to hypothesize at the end. I want to say, yeah, she was like 16 or 17 when he first meets her.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll get to that. But Tyler, if anyone would like to ask you Watchmen questions or ask you about Superman, where can I get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me at JTY Patrick on Twitter or at the Krypton Report Pod that I do, all about Superman, Krypton, Supergirl. Hook me up. I really like Watchmen a lot. I'm glad that some people aren't excited about a series. I say give it a shot because it doesn't hurt the book.
Yes.
If the show is bad, it's not going to take my enjoyment away from the book.
Good for you.
I mean, they're just trying something,
Mm-hmm. And if you want to send us feedback, you could always email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com. The voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-capes. And follow us on social media, facebook.com/whopodswatchmen, @whopodswatchmen on Twitter, and also follow @CL Sidekicks on Twitter. The podcast, the show is on, and make sure to follow all the capes and follow the regular Capes and Lunatics podcast too, because if you're watching on YouTube next week, and if you're listening to this on the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast this week on Capes and Lunatics, we're going to have an Action Comics 1000 special, which I think Tyler's going to join me and Lilith for.
I am.
That's right.
I will be there.
So the night it drops, April 18th. So you should subscribe to us on YouTube. You can watch it live.
It's gonna be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Are you buying the hardback?
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. Are you?
Yep.
I figured you were. Yeah, I probably will.
Because it's totally worth it. I mean, for the unreleased Siegel and Schuster story.
And you know what? Especially for the price. I mean, I know it's $30, but I know Lil said that was a mistake and they couldn't go back on it. So, once Detective 1000 hits, they're going to jack that up to probably $50 or more. That same kind of book.
There's a certain retailer that has it on sale for $19.99.
Oh, really?
Yep.
A big chain or just a small?
Big chain,
Oh.
Begins with an A. Brings it to your house.
Okay. Let's see. Oh my God. If there's anyone in our audience who they're like, what's that? I say, hi, Mom. All right. So is that it?
Yeah, man. That's it for right now.
I have two questions. Is that it? And whatever happened to the American Dream? It got high.
Yeah, lost in a van.
Got a buzz on, man. Crazy swinging 60s. I'm trying to remember because I don't think in these issues, but in the issue one, did it give us an actual year? I know it's 60 something. That's all right. Just know it's somewhere in the 60s. Peace and love. So join us next time for some Spectre 3. Peace and love. Peace and love.